Good morning. Let's take a look at yesterday. Congratulations to the Saints. Had I stuck to my guns, I was expecting a Southampton equaliser after Middlesbrough opener, which we got. They didn't turn up in the in-play stats, so I didn't make a move. But Saints got the goal before half-time. Winner in extra time. They'll be absolutely delighted with that. Elsewhere, in La Liga, trying their best to cock up their European positions. Betis needed a red card from Elche to get going. Decent odds for the lay the draw at 1-1 with that red card. Really good value. Osasuna Atletico Madrid 2.63 pretty much sums up this match, doesn't it? It's one of those matches where Atletico Madrid could lose because the season is over, but they are by far the better team. So the market can't let that go. And indeed, they just scraped through against an Osasuna who did need points. And my old neighbour's got his power tools out again, showing off. So I'll just close the old door. And that was it yesterday. Quiet. Betis, the only real strong play. And if you fancied a Southampton equaliser, that was all that was on show. Let's have a look at today. Well, research is not really necessary, is it, for Man City and Palace? Season over pretty much for Palace. European final. Manchester City must win. Simple as that. It's a simple angle. 1.2 gives you the hint that there might be a goal before half-time. Stockport County and Stevenage. Beautiful. 480 quid. Risk-free profit from the first leg. Late goal. So excited, I can't remember which side it was. I think it was Stockport County. Home advantage, second leg. Not sure how this will unpack. Of course, the away side must score first. French League 1, not a very appealing coupon. Brest and Strasbourg, 2.4 the favourite. Lens and PSG. Quite simply, Lens have to win to keep the title alive. They've cocked it up a little bit recently, not taking advantage of a couple of PSG slip-ups because Lens slipped up themselves. A couple of draws. 4 points gone just at the wrong part of the season. And bang goes your title hopes. Confirmed with a defeat for Lens this evening or a draw for PSG, I think will be enough to claim French League 1 title. So a little bit playing on this one. Lazio and Inter, Coppa Italia, up to you. But Inter, notably, have remained competitive since landing the title. You compare that to Dortmund, once they landed their Champions League place and couldn't win the title. 3 defeats and 4 matches all of a sudden. So this Inter Milan have been kept to their task despite not needing points. So that could be a good omen for this evening against Lazio. Definitely on form. You're with the away side. All to play for in the SPL this evening. Wow. Deliberately setting up these three for a bit of a humdinger in the Championship group. And Rangers have really cocked it all up. 3 consecutive defeats. And the gap has suddenly gone to 11 points to Hearts. And had they won, you see the difference in that swing. Had they won their last match, Celtic would be minus 3 points. They'd be on 73. Rangers would be on 72. That single defeat to Celtic, those 2 superb goals from that Japanese, thoroughly deserving that winner. So all to play for this evening. Hearts, simple task, win. Celtic, simple task, must match Hearts. And Rangers, dead rubber. Season over. So it's academic really, but looking at the proximity of Hibernian to Motherwell, both of those two sides could be competitive today. Motherwell can park the bus. Hibs, 3 points today, and they'll be within a point of Motherwell if Motherwell lose today. So still a little bit to go for the also rans this evening. Spanish La Liga, 2.6 the favourite to start off with, not the ideal match. Atletico Bilbao odds on favourite last match, very, very poor indeed. Totally untrustworthy, these two. Watch out for this one. Villarreal, I think, have Champions League confirmed. They have been in exceptional form this season, of course, to have that Champions League place. Sevilla putting together a good under-the-radar run at the moment. What I'll do for a bit of fun, I'll take soccerstats.com through my new AI, which analyses statistics from a page, and we'll see what it comes up with for Villarreal Sevilla. Ordinarily, you would be favouring the side with need, which should be Sevilla. Victories in the last 2 matches, lost the last 4 on the road. This will all be picked up, hopefully, by AI. And this could be something for the new season. If I can teach AI to think like I do with a match like this, then excellent. Because my reporting, my analysis is purely stats-based. And this is purely stats-based as well. So it's superb. So I'll copy this and we'll have a look through. Right, let's take a walk through. Excellent spirits, undefeated in 5 for Villarreal. So despite not needing points anymore, they are in good nick. Consistently failed to keep clean sheets, conceding in the last 11. So that's well picked up. Sevilla found some momentum, 2 consecutive wins at home. Away form is dismal, lost the last 4 on the road. So picking up that nicely. Won 6 consecutive at home, Villarreal. And Sevilla on a 4-match losing streak. So that's a stark contrast of recent form. Extremely consistent at home. This is the kind of research I don't do, the league position intelligence. But any additions, gratefully received. Fast starter, scoring 54% of the goals in the first half. Peak, 10 goals in the 31st to 45th minute. These are all potential statistical trading angles. If you want a low entry point at 0-0. 30th minute, you could lay 0-0 on the half-time score market. Sevilla tend to score late, 60% of their total goals coming in the second half. But do bear in mind, they are poor away from home recently. So final verdict, statistically one of the strongest home sides in the league, 6 straight wins in the Ceramica, while Sevilla have lost 4 straight away. Villarreal's scoring consistency, combined with their 11-match winning streak without a clean sheet, Sevilla's recent 2-game winning momentum suggests the host will likely win but concede. The possibility of both teams to score. League position. So this is a look at the challenge table. I have got AI to analyse the challenge table now, because this is a vital piece of information, because it can tell you Villarreal 2 defeats this season at home, come against the top 2. Put all that into perspective, and off we go. Look at 2+ goals against 10th and lower at home. Another angle. Both teams to score angle, but not conceding that second goal. That's another trading angle for you if that pattern continues this evening. Sevilla away, as you can see, a bit Danny Dyer. But as AI has picked up, a couple of vital wins. So stark contrast with poor away form, suddenly getting back into winning form at home, which is salvaging their season a little. So I'll be giving you more of these as the new season progresses, and for some of the leagues in the summer, because some of the matches I don't like to research in these lesser leagues. So this is an ideal stopgap in giving you an angle in based purely on statistics rather than emotion. Well, Barcelona might be playing Leo Messi's mum up front this evening. Job done already with the title. I would expect with a side like Barcelona that you'd be getting a few squad players out and about this evening. Some of the young talent. We will see. Alaves, if they do need points, this is an ideal time, isn't it, to take on these big guns when their job has finished. And Alaves do desperately need points. A win today could literally have them scooting up the table all the way up to 13th, 14th place. So watch out. This is not a gimme for Barcelona this evening. This is like the Atletico Madrid Osasuna match yesterday. It's the time of the season where you'll take on the big boys, or you wouldn't trust the big boys. But still, even without trying, they could still pull off a win today. Must win territory for Alaves. So any 0-1 lead for Barca, 70th, 80th minute, I think would be gettable. Getafe and Mallorca. We could do another statistical look here. This is already a busy match at both ends of the table. European places for Getafe with a win. Mallorca a little bit too near the relegation zone. So what I do here, I will open up home for the home side stats and away for the away side. I think AI can read regardless of whether I do this or not, and I have asked it to have a specific slant of home stats for the home side and away stats for the away side. So hopefully we'll get that when you see its analysis. And remember, it's purely statistical analysis. This is where AI comes in really handy. It's not giving you an opinion. It's giving you a look on the statistical likelihood based on what's happened this season. And indeed, it does pick up recent form as well, which I'm happy about. So let's take a look. So knowing as we do that both teams need 3 points, that for me would supersede any seasonal form. So therefore, a the late draw is an obvious play, isn't it? Getafe on a poor run, failing to score in the last 3. So give Mallorca a good chance, doesn't it? Stark contrast between home and away form. Though they recently held Villarreal to a 1-1 draw at home, their away form remains weak. High loss rate against top half teams. So that's great that it's picked up its losses against specific teams in specific part of the league. Getafe have lost their last 2 home matches, failed to score in both, could give Mallorca an angle. Lost 12 of the last 17 away, failed to keep a clean sheet in 15 of 17 away, so that's awful stuff. Can't trust that away record. That seems to be what keeps cropping up from the statistics, particularly against the top half. Goal timings, second half, so that can give you something to look at if it's 0-0 at half time. Could concede late. You know Mallorca need points. So if Mallorca show anything momentum-wise in the last 15, and it's 1-0 or 1-1, you might see some pressure. 53% of their away goals in the first half, but that's near enough 50-50, so there's nothing to really take out of that. Conceding 9 goals in the end of the match. Conceding late as well. Getafe, so that's 2 75th to 90th minute angles. So it could be a late play later. Getafe win and under 2.5 goals. We will see how accurate that statistical analysis is later on. It's the match I don't want to commit to myself. The European ambitions, well, it's no, it's not just for Getafe. relegation trouble for Mallorca. I think I've got that right. You can see Mallorca all the way down here, so I must have been hallucinating like AI. Only 1 loss in 6, so recent form AI hasn't picked up on, which is the human element. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 2 defeats and 9 matches. Did come away from home. Were 1 goal in it as well. They did score. They are doing their better work at home. So you'd expect them to, I think, mount a survival mission away from home, at home rather than away. The Superettan a little bit too young in the league to be getting interesting. But Nordic United have caught the eye early on. They're a newly promoted side. They could be gettable. Gettable. 4 wins, 2 defeats, top of the league. How about that for Nordic United, the mighty Nordic United? So that's something to think about. Not favoured today, though. Norrköping favoured today. Could go possibly top with a win. Norrköping early season. Oster and Sandviken. Oster just above the relegation zone early on. It's not a league I can commit to early on, and I can't do research for you early on either. Just doesn't make any great appeal. It's a great league, I would suggest, if you're looking neutrally for goals. You will see the Swedish Superettan turn up quite often. Let's have a look at yesterday's tennis. Don't forget you can trade for free. Ask yourself, what would I have done? Would I have traded here? Would I have made a profit or would I have made a loss? So you'd have had to have a think about Prismic. I wouldn't. Well, first thing I would do, I would pick out matches of interest where I know the players. So Musetti and Rudd. Musetti has been going through a bit of a dodgy patch. Picked up a bit when he was odds-on favourite. Got a couple of wins. Now he's odds against. So that should give you an angle into that one. Joe Dar played very well in Madrid. He is a local Madrid player, so you would have been thinking he'd bring that momentum in at those odds. Zverev is always worth the punt at this stage of the season. Got a lay Sinner at 1.01. It's you'd be silly not to. Rublev, he's one of those Peterborough teams. Just can't trust him. He's one of those players you decide to load up on him and he loses in a tiebreaker on a 11-9 or something stupid like that. You leave him alone, 6-love, bang. So he's not a player I can readily trust. So these would be the matches I would have chosen yesterday. Musetti's run of poor form, I would have looked to take him on if he won the first set, possibly there. Joe Dart, I would trust him today, coming off the back of that momentum run in his hometown of Madrid. I wish they wouldn't do this. Very sensitive. I've got to go all the way back now. Darderi and Zverev, I would have looked for the possibility of Darderi, an Italian in Rome, nicking the first set. I would have preferred him to have nicked the first set, but he nicked the second in a tiebreaker. And indeed, he nicked the match. I would have preferred it the other way round. 7-6 Darderi, first set win. Would expect normal service to be resumed second set. Brilliant result for the Italian. This is what you look for, these potential shocks. But as I say, I'm looking at this Italian to take a first set through enthusiasm and then push on. You can see why I don't like opening up these matches, because it just takes a whole while to get back. So let's leave the mouse over here. The Cinnamon, of course, lay at those odds. So I will get more into the tennis once all of the football is done and dusted. I'll have more time, and I'll be creating some tennis apps for you as well. I do tend to be doing some late ones, so I hope to be seeing members of FootballTradingProfits.com a bit later on. Let's go and nab some profit.